Hello, in this video we are going to discuss that how I will be able to use Azure Data Factory for data movement from Azure Data Lake Store Generation 1 to Azure Data Lake Store Generation 2. Later on, I will create a data flow activity as well by using Azure Data Factory, and by using the data flow activity I will also show you that how you will be able to copy a data, or how you will be able to read a data from a file which is stored in a blob storage. And if I want to send this data into a SQL database or in multiple tables in the SQL database on the basis of some conditions, so that I am going to cover in this video as well. So for this part I required few things, so I am going to take you to my portal, and in this portal I am using one my data lake store generation 1. I am using a data lake store generation 2. In data lake store generation 1, if I will take you there, and then if I will go to this data explorer, there is a data file, and I have a file with name emp.csv. I have a file with name emp.csv. And then when I will take you, or I will go to the all resources, there I have Azure Data Lake Store Generation 2. I'm going to click on that, scroll down. I have container created here, so I will click on this containers, and within this container I have a container with name dwtemp. If I will open this container, you will find that this is empty. I don't have any file available here. Now again I'm going back to my resources, and I have a database server with name CG database GM, and I have a database with name my database. So if I click on this my database and I will go to the query editor window, within this query editor window I'm going to put my user ID and password, and I'm going to click OK. This database consists of two tables. One table is employee age greater than equals to 23. Right now if I will select this table, you will find that it is empty. I don't have any information inside that. Same for this less than 23, so you will find it is blank as well. So these two files are blank right now, these two tables are blank right now. I want to fill the data in these tables by using Azure Data Factory, and for this I want to use data flows. So I will go back to the all resources. So what is my first step? First step is that I need to go to this 3 lines triplets button. In the triplets button I am going to click on create a resource, and I am going to type data factory. I'm going to click on this data factory, and I will click on this create button. So I'm going to give it a name, data movement demo. So that's my name of my data factory. Let me check. Okay, this name has already been taken, so I'm using some initials of my name. Now I'm also going to copy it because I need it somewhere else as well. I'm using Azure Pass sponsorship resource group, that's my CG resource which I have already created. Location is going to be South Central US, so I'm going to use South Central US and then click create. So the deployment is under process for the data factory. Let it be complete. So now it has been completed successfully. Now if you will go to the resource, you can check your data factory name right here. If you will go to all resources, you are going to get a data factory icon by just refreshing this page. Let me refresh it one more time, or let me refresh this whole page one more time. Just want to check the resource group first. CG resource, I can click on that, and they have this data factory created. See, data movement demo GM is there. So let me go back to my home, all resources, and I'm going to click on that. So now I got the name of my data factory. Now if I want to read data via data factory from Azure Data Lake Store generation 1, then first I will go to this data lake store generation 1, then we'll go to the access control IAM, and then I need to add a role assignment. You need to give it an owner role to it, and I have copied it from there. Now I have pasted it here. I'm going to click on it, and then I will say save. So this role assignment is going to be created right here. Now in the next step, I'm going to all resources, and I will click on this data factory. Then author and monitor, which will open a new page in front of you, which is an Azure Data Factory page, which is also known as a welcome page right here. And then I am going to click on this button first. So I don't have any pipelines, I don't have any data set, I don't have any data flows, right? But I want to use them, and I actually want to follow a data flow debug as well, because I am going to use it for my demonstration purpose as well. Okay, now in this case, go back to home, click on this template. So we have options like create pipeline, create data flow, pipeline from template. We have a copy data, configure SSIS integration, set up code repository. I have already explained about how to configure SSIS integration in my another video. Now I'm going to use a simple copy data process. So I will click on this copy data, and I'm going to give it a name as src2 dest. Then we'll click next, and first I need to create a source from where I'm going to read the data. So I'm going to select Azure Data Lake Store generation 1. Name is your data source, and this is the integration runtime which I'm going to use. I'm going to select the subscription right here and the name of my data lake store. We'll test the connection first, because I want to make sure that my connection has been successfully established. So now click on this create button, and then click next. Now go to this browse button and browse your file. My file name is emp.csv. I am going to select binary copy here, because if I will not select binary copy, then it will try to consider it as an relational database, but it is not a relational database, it's a binary copy. Click next, and then I'm going to create a new connection, and that is going to be my Azure Data Lake Store generation 2, and the name is your data destination. Then again I'm going to use the same step, subscription, storage account name. We'll first test the connection, want to make sure that connection has been successfully established, and then create. Click next, and now you need to give the folder path where you want to save the data. So that's the folder path where I want to copy the data. File name, I'm going to keep it same, emp.csv only, and then I'm going to say next. Then again next, and then next. Now this will run the pipeline, and it's going to create the pipeline and will run the pipeline. Now click on finish. You need to click on finish, and if you will check right here by refreshing it, so a pipeline is created. A pipeline with name src2dst has already been created. This is the JSON code for this pipeline, which is generated as soon as you have generated this part. And then I have these two data sets. One is my source data set and destination data set. Now I need to check whether my data is available in my data lake store generation 2 or not. So I will go there, access my storage account, which is my data lake store generation 2 account, go to the containers, dw temp, and I have data with name emp.csv. Now in the next step, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create some data flow. So this is how we will be able to copy a data from data lake store generation 1 to generation 2. Now I'm going to utilize this file for my data flow implementation. So what is a data flow? Data flows are basically the set of steps where I will be able to create some conditional transformations and I can send my data to the destinations accordingly. So we'll go to this move and transform, and from here I'm going to select data flow. So I will select it and I'm going to create a new data flow. Then I will select mapping data flow. OK. And here I'm going to give a source. Now what is the source? My source is going to be the blob storage. So I'm going to call it as in blob storage is my source. I'm going to create a data set, data lake store generation, not generation 1, sorry, generation 2, continue. That's a CSV file, continue, and I'm going to name it as in CSV file. Then I'm going to create a link service by clicking on this link service. We'll create a new and then I'm going to name it as in data source DLS. Inside that I will go for my subscription and the storage account name. Just want to test the connection right here as well and see it is successfully established. Now you need to select the directory from where you want to read the data. So that's my file. And don't forget to check this box first row as header, because inside this file my first row are header files. So I have mentioned it header and then I will say OK. Then I will go for my source option to check if anything like pending from my side. No. Then I will go to the projection and I'm going to set up their data type as well. I'm going to set up their data types. So I have EID, ENAME, EAGE, ESalary that you can see in that file as well. If I will expand this file and then I will show you file in edit mode, and if I will preview the file, so we have EID, ENAME, EAGE and ESalary, and I have 5 different records which are stored inside that. Going to close it and I'm going back to my data factory. Now once I have did this task, my next step is to, you can optimize it if you want to perform optimizing, inspect the data as well, and then you can preview the data as well. Click on this refresh button. And we are good to go with the data right now. Now click here, click on this plus symbol, and I'm going to use a conditional split. Click on this conditional split and I'm going to add 2 conditional splits. The first conditional step where I'm mentioning that age greater than equals to 23. And yeah, I want to give a name as well, so age split. And then I will click on this condition. I will select EAGE and I can mention my condition, which is greater than equals to 23. And then I will click save and finish. Same on this output stream, I'm going to say age less than 23. We'll go there, EAGE, and I will give my condition less than 23 and then save and finish. After that I will go to optimize the data, inspect the data, and then I will preview the data as well. So if I will click on this refresh button, I will be able to preview my data for both the conditions. The first condition that I have, it is when the age is greater than or equals to 23, then it needs to show me that data. Likewise, I have another conditional split where I want to show the data or the information where the age is less than 23, and you can see it right here. Then in the next step, click on this and go for a sync. Sync is your destination. So click on this destination button, and inside that go for the destination. So age GT EQ 23 is what the name I am giving. Sync type is dataset. Dataset, I am going to create a new dataset for this from Azure SQL database. Continue. Azure SQL DB. Link service, I am going to create a new link service right here. The name of that is age split DB. And then from here I'm going to select the subscription, the name of my server, the database name, and then authentication name. So username is student and password is capital PA55W.RD. I will test the connection first because want to make sure that the connection will be established between my SQL server and this data factory. Click create. Now it will ask you for the table. So actually I have two tables over here. The first table which I am going to select is going to be EMP age greater than equals to 23, and I will say OK. Now I will scroll down, or I will go to this sync, and I'm going to add sync again. The sync name is going to be age LT23. Dataset, new dataset, database, continue, age LT23DB. Link service, I'm going to select the same. I just need to select my table. So I have another table with name employee age less than 23, and then I will say OK. Now once I have did this task, I will first go to the first option and will go for the mapping. There I'm going to perform manual mapping. So I'm going to call all the columns which are part of it. This I have done for my first table. I will do it for my second sync as well, which is age less than 23. So I will go for the mapping, and I'm going to do the manual mapping right here. Done with that. Now once I have done this, right, my whole procedure is ready. Now I'm going to my pipeline SRC to DST, and I'm going to connect these two together. After that I'm going to publish. So I'm going to publish everything. So publishing has been completed successfully, and then you need to debug this data. Meanwhile it is running, let me show you these two tables. If you want, you can access these databases by using SQL Server Management Studio as well, which is an easiest way to do it. So I'm going to show you via SQL Server Management Studio, where I've already set up the name of my database that I already have, and I'm then setting up the password as well, and then I will say connect. So once the connection has been established, I can monitor this pipeline as well, that what is the status. It is in running mode right now. So we'll go there, expand the database, go to the my database, tables, and then right click on it, select top 1000 rows, So you have got the data which is either greater than or equals to 23. Select the second one. Select top 1000 rows. And then you have got the data which is less than 23. And how it has happened? Because my pipeline has been executed successfully. So this is how you will be able to use an Azure Data Factory for copying a data from one location to another location, and you can also be able to create your transformated data or modified data by using data flows as well. Thank you so much for watching this video.